The deadly courtship rituals of Catherine de' Medici. Sex, steel, and absolute power in Renaissance France. The year is 1564. In the torchlit halls of the Louvre Palace, the air hangs thick with the metallic scent of blood and the musky perfume of courtly intrigue. Two noblemen stand shirtless in the Queen's private chambers, rapiers glinting as they circle each other on carpets stained with the evidence of previous encounters. At the center of this macabre scene sits Catherine de' Medici, her dark eyes gleaming with predatory interest as she watches these sons of France's greatest houses prepare to maim each other for the privilege of sharing her bed. This was no ordinary royal court. This was Catherine's psychological battleground, where sex and violence intertwined in a deadly dance of power that would redefine Renaissance politics. The Italian-born queen who came to dominate 16th century France didn't just participate in the political games of her time. She rewrote the rules entirely, transforming the royal bedchamber into an arena where noblemen literally fought to the death for her favor. The making of a monster queen. Born in 1519 to the notorious Medici dynasty of Florence, Catherine entered the world amidst bloodshed. Her parents both died from syphilis within weeks of her birth. Orphaned and besieged during the siege of Florence in 1530, the young Catherine learned early that survival required both ruthlessness and sexual cunning. When she was married off to Henry, Duke of Orleans, future Henry II of France, at 14, the French court sneered at this Italian merchant's daughter with her too wide hips and unconventional features. But Catherine possessed weapons more potent than beauty, a Medici education in statecraft, an encyclopedic knowledge of poisons, and a willingness to use her body as political leverage. When her husband's fatal jousting accident in 1559 left her regent for her young sons, Catherine unleashed a reign of psychological terror that would make Machiavelli shudder. The bloody rules of engagement. At the heart of Catherine's power was her infamous courtship combat system, meticulously documented in the secret diaries of Spanish ambassador Don Diego de Zúñiga. The challenge. When multiple suitors sought her attention, Catherine would have them present tokens, often personal items taken from defeated enemies. The most impressive trophies earned the right to duel for her favor. The armory. Combatants could choose from an array of weapons Catherine kept in her chambers. Florentine rapiers, her personal favorite. Poison-tipped daggers, strangulation cords woven with golden thread. Even the occasional crossbow for particularly enthusiastic suitors. The duel. Fights continued until first blood, serious injury, or death. The only rule. Never strike the face. Catherine needed her lovers presentable at court functions. The prize. Winners received a night in the Queen's bed, a golden rose pin still visible in portraits of her favorites, political appointments that could make or break noble houses, a night of infamy, the Guise brothers' duel. The most notorious incident occurred in February 1563, when brothers François and Henri de Guise, scions of one of France's most powerful families, found themselves rivals for Catherine's attention. Court chronicler Pierre de Bourdeille recorded the events in shocking detail. The Queen commanded they fight naked, but for loincloths, each armed with a stiletto in right hand and poisoned glove on left. For 3 hours they circled, the Queen occasionally tossing rose petals to mark new starting points when the combat grew tedious. When young Henri finally pinned his brother, Catherine handed him the famous Medici dagger, its blade coated with a slow-acting neurotoxin, and whispered, "Prove your love is stronger than blood." Surviving brother would become Catherine's lover for nearly a decade, his family's power growing exponentially until she tired of him and arranged his assassination in 1588. The psychological warfare behind the blood sport. Modern historians analyzing Catherine's reign have identified 4 key strategies in her deadly courtship rituals. divide and conquer. By forcing political rivals into mortal combat, she prevented powerful alliances from forming against her. Stress interrogation. Men revealed state secrets during post-coital pillow talk after the adrenaline of near-death experiences. Addiction. Engineering. The intermittent reinforcement of sometimes rewarding losers and punishing winners created obsessive devotion. Terror display. Public fights served as psychological warfare against the entire nobility, the tools of seduction and death. Catherine maintained an arsenal of exotic weapons and substances for her games. The Medici dagger, now displayed in the Louvre, its hollow blade could hold various poisons. Spanish fly-infused perfume, used to encourage enthusiasm in reluctant participants. The mirror of truth, a two-way glass allowing her to watch potential lovers being prepared by her ladies. Venetian masks, worn by combatants to temporarily erase noble identities. The aftermath and historical legacy. When Catherine died in 1589, an inventory of her chambers revealed 42 notched rapiers, each marked with victim counts. A locked chest containing 1/19 embalmed fingers on gold chains. Correspondence with Nostradamus about aphrodisiac applications of mercury. Detailed ledgers rating lovers' performance alongside their political usefulness. Her legacy persists in surprising ways. The modern fencing salute derives from the bow duelists made to Catherine before combat. The phrase love duel entered European languages from her practices. Psychological studies of trauma bonding often cite her methods as early examples. The ultimate question, was Catherine de' Medici a feminist icon who weaponized her sexuality in a man's world? Sociopathic monster who reveled in cruelty? Political genius who understood human nature's darkest corners? Perhaps she was all three. A woman who turned her court into a laboratory of human behavior, advancing political science through methods that would give modern ethicists nightmares. In the end, her most lasting lesson may be this. In the game of power, sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a sword or poison, but the carefully staged promise of intimacy.